Okay, so everything Ellen just talked about is so very true, but what are we going to do when these are real life people standing in front of us instead of people that we can't see on a computer screen or Snapchat or Instagram or wherever it is they are? Now, the great thing about this is if you start doing the things that Ellen just challenged you to do, it's excellent practice for when you actually are talking to people in person. Because if you can start a conversation with somebody online or ask a question, something like that, then you're practicing how to talk to people when they are actually in front of you. All right. So tell me in the chat if you love starting conversations with strangers, if you will, but it kind of depends on your mood and the person, or if there is absolutely no way you are talking to someone out in public that you don't know.
Hey, Jenny, can I say something really quick, tying these two things together because I just thought about it and it just made me laugh because this is so me, and I'm sure it's lots of you too. So she's saying, these conversations that you're having online, that it's good practice for having them in person. Like raise your hand if you've ever been in person, you see somebody that you talk with semi-regularly online and you're like, don't be weird, go up, say hi, go up, say hi, go up, say don't be weird, Ellen, go say hi. Right? It's important to treat them the same way that you do online in person. So go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah, that's funny. Actually, it wasn't too long ago when I met my cousins for lunch here, and um, my one cousin, he's on Facebook, and he always gives me just fun family crap about Tupperware. I mean, he's always like, "Oh, you're Tupperware, Tupperware," and he said, "So I've been seeing you on Facebook all the time," and I was like, "Yeah, nice of you to comment and like it because I haven't noticed that." And he goes, "Well, yeah, but it's not about Tupperware, and I don't know what to say." And I was like, "How about hi?" He goes, but like he watches, so you really don't know who's seeing your things and who's watching them. And the great thing about Facebook and social media is to get them to comment. The other great thing about social media is if you comment something or if you type something out and you suddenly realize that's not what you want to say, you can delete it. You can even post it and then go back and delete it. If you do a post and you decide 2 days later that you don't want that post up, you can go back and get rid of it. And that is probably the big difference between social media and live people, because once you've said it, you've said it. And if you're like me, there are times when things come out of your mouth, and as soon as they leave your mouth, you're like, oh, I'll bet that didn't land the way I meant it to. Maybe I can fix it, or maybe I should just apologize and go on. So, but there are so many things that you can do when talking to people that you don't know, because let's face it, guys, whether you are partying online or whether you are partying in homes or doing events, once you have used your friends and your family to party and some of that, you've got to find new people. You have got to get out of that circle and go find other people that you need to meet. Okay. So you've got to overcome that inner, I'm not sure I want to talk to people, because you don't know who you're going to meet. All right. You might meet your next best friend. You might meet your next $1,000 host. You might meet the next person that comes into your business and they want to do a lot. And so they help you do more, because that's how this business works. So you need to just kind of take a deep breath, and it's practicing. And I'm going to tell you, you need to practice maybe a little bit before you try this out, but practice with people that you know love you. Okay. It's just like whenever you first start doing parties and you do them for your family because you know they're going to be supportive, or you do them in front of your kids' dolls because you know they're not going to give you a hard time. So you can get your words out there and get your word choices where you want them. So some of the things that are just really good suggestions if you're going to talk to people, whether now the grocery store is easy. I think the grocery store is easy because there are so many things that we have. Talking to somebody in the produce section is just a no-brainer. All you have to do is say, price of strawberries has gone up. I'm so glad mine don't go bad anymore. and they will talk to you about that kind of thing because the price of groceries is rough for a lot of people. But there are other places you're going to be where the conversation might not seem as easy and normal as a grocery store. Okay, you're going to be in doctors' offices, you're going to be at parks, at ball games, going to be just at a gas station. I mean, there are all kinds of places that you can run into people. Just if you walk, there's other people that walk. If you walk every day at the same time, you're running into the same people every time, that in the mornings or in the evenings, because people are habitual. They do things by habit. And so what you want to do when you start seeing these people, or if you see someone that you think, I would like to talk to them, first off, do not be afraid. And it's very important to make eye contact and smile. Okay. If you smile and they smile back, you're in good shape, because they are probably going to be willing to return. If once you smile at them and you've made eye contact, if they smile back, it's okay to say, hey, how are you? And they will probably answer you. Okay. Now, once that kind of starts, you're like, well, where do you go from there? There's simple things you can do, and these are things you can practice. Once you have started, so begin with a statement of something that you have in common. All right, because you're looking at that person, and all you have to do is say something like, I really love the color of your shirt, or blue's my favorite color. Be sincere. Don't say something, that you don't mean at all. Or maybe, you're walking. If you're in a park, you can say, I love coming to this park. Have you been coming here very long? Are there other parks in the area that you like to go to? All right, you can start a conversation. If you're waiting in line inside any kind of restaurant, fast food restaurant, regular restaurant, if you're waiting to be seated, you can talk to the people next to you about, the food here is usually so good, but are there other places around here that you recommend? And just start that kind of conversation. It's not, confrontation. You don't want to ask a personal question, because at this point, that's not okay. And so you just want to start with something like that and make your questions open-ended, which means don't ask questions or don't make statements that are just going to require a yes or no answer, because that's not going to start a conversation. That's just going to be like yes or no. So that's not what you want to do, but you do want to keep it general. And you just want to make it friendly and, personable. Be yourself. It's so important to be yourself and not try and be somebody else. And if you're a little shy, that's okay. Just start with something super simple, like, if you see Ellen walking in the park, you can say, you must really be liking that popcorn. Where'd you get it? Or anything like that, or if they have kids with them, say, I love bringing my kids to the park. Is there some place you take your kids after the park that they really like? Because I'm looking for something to do when we leave here. Once that conversation starts, you can go to things like getting ready to go home to make dinner, or gonna go take the kids and make some lunch. A lot of people are meal prepping these days. Do you do that? And they will tell you, yes or no. And you can say, I just need some new ideas for meal prep. I've got great stuff to meal prep in, but I'm looking for new things that I can do. And Ellen has a recipe that I love, and I don't make it, but I love it. And it's egg roll in a bowl. And I will tell people all the time, this egg roll in a bowl, it is fantastic, and you can make it and you can save it, and it's great. Have you ever made that? So just talking about Tupperware is super easy if you're not focused on talking about Tupperware. If you are focused on what you have that can help these people, if you see a mom with a couple of kids and she's struggling trying to get those fruit snack packs open and all that stuff, it's super, super simple to say, aren't those little bags annoying? Me personally, when it says easy open, I know I'm going to have a problem. Anything that says easy open, I just need to go get a knife or a pair of scissors right then. But, we have these little containers that are so easy now. It's very helpful if you have one with you. Pull a little ideal bowl out of your purse or out of your little, lunch bag thing and say, these make that so much easier. Just show people what you have or tell them what we have that is going to help make their lives simpler, make meal planning simpler, make grocery shopping simpler and cheaper. Make serving simpler. If they eat outside during the summer with their kids, paper plates fly away. All right. Paper plates get wet and the food drops through the middle. I had 5 kids and I know they can take a paper plate and be 3 inches away from the table they're headed for and lose the whole thing. Okay. It flops, it does whatever. But look at our impression set. Okay. Our impression set has luncheon plates, we have bowls, we have everything, and they don't have to keep buying them. Once they have them, they have them. And they're easy. If they drop them, they aren't going to break. I love it. I like Pam's glasses. I'm just saying. And that is a great conversation starter when you see somebody go, I love those glasses. Where did you get them? She'll be happy to tell you. All right. So these are just the kind of things that you can start conversations with. But the main thing is just take a deep breath and go ahead and start the conversation. Because here's the thing, people want to talk, okay? And for a long time, there was this like, well, I don't want to be creepy. I don't want to, I want somebody to think I'm stalking them. Hello is not stalking somebody, I like your shirt is not creepy, those, you can go creepy, but you don't want to do that. You just want to stay friendly. Don't say anything to them you wouldn't want them to say to you. But, and very, very important, okay, if they have the most adorable 3-year-old in the world, compliment the parent. Do not start off by talking to that child first, because as a mother, I want you to acknowledge the fact that I am there, that child is with me, and I'm keeping an eye on them. Okay. So just say to the mother or the dad or the grandparents are great. You tell a grandparent that kid is gorgeous, and you will have a conversation for the next 20 minutes because they're going to tell you everything about them that is wonderful. Okay. From the day they were born until 2 seconds ago when you said they were cute. So go with that. But yeah, if you have any other questions, or if you have any suggestions on other ways to start conversations with people, please put them in the chat or put them in the ahas tonight on Champion.